Alright, ladies and gentle mates, it's time for a tutorial. Good old Sony Vegas Pro 11. At that, makes you feel like a pro 11 times. Something like that. So anyways, throwing together a nice little 3-part tutorial here. I'm going to try to keep this first video kind of short. Just go over some of the basic things here in Sony Vegas Pro. And then in the next videos, kind of go in more depth, help you kind of understand what's going on. So, I'm going to start over here in the Project Media bin here. This is the All Media tab. Sony Vegas takes all of your information, whether it be video, audio, any of the sort, and throws it in here so that you can easily access it and bring it over to your timeline if need be. Next door to that, typically would be your trimmer. If you kind of, here, we can do open and trimmer. Your trimmer would be next door. Your trimmer is going to kind of just let you view that information before it's in the timeline. I don't typically use the trimmer. I just kind of bring it right into the timeline and do most of my editing that way. Kind of just depends on how your editing style will develop. So next over to that is your viewing window. This is going to be where you view anything that is in your timeline. Sorry, I seem to have thrown on some text stuff here, but I'll kind of show you what those are in a minute. You've got up at the top, I'm only showing you this because I'm currently recording, so I'm just going to kind of let that information go on. Okay. Anyways, so you've got your viewing window here, which is kind of neato. Most editing systems have to have some sort of viewing window. Up at the top, just a few of the buttons to go over. I kind of don't want to go over them in depth currently. This is going to allow you to change your resolution playback. The lower the resolution, the better the playback you're going to have. Full, since this is in 4K, and Sony Vegas doesn't really utilize playback very well. This is a shot I did with the Osmo one day. Pretty cool shot. Anyways, you've got a few other controls up there. I'm kind of not going to go over them right now. I really want to, but I'm not going to. Kind of just want you to see this one. You've got some of your playback. You can also use your spacebar to play and pause. You can use your arrow keys to go frame by frame if you need to do some of that. So now down to the timeline. Oh, I don't want to skip this. This is your audio here. It just kind of is it levels. No, I don't honestly ever really use it when I used Sony Vegas. I started using Sony Vegas when I was about 12, 13 years old, and I used it until around, I was maybe 17, 18. I used it a little bit actually in college, but I primarily switched to Premiere in high school and tried to kind of move towards Premiere. Controls here in my high school years. So down to the timeline, we've got a few things here. As you can see, Sony Vegas organizes these in color. It's kind of randomized. You can change the color if you want, but it's not, I mean, I guess if you want to be that OCD, go for it, but I don't really ever worry about the color. What I most worry about is what it is. It always sets up default for a video and an audio side. I'm going to quickly go over these here. The way that Sony Vegas organizes these is it shows you kind of frames, just kind of gets you an idea of where you are on the timeline. One of the things that I've always loved about Sony Vegas is its timeline. I think I'm going to spend like half a video just on timeline alone, just to really stress the useful easiness of the timeline. But I'm going to go over a couple of these buttons here just because I think it's vital to understand what they are before you start. So this is your event, your pan, crop button. Okay, this is going to allow you to view the video in crop form, so that if you want to, sorry, being finicky here. If you want to, you can adjust a mask. And you can just use your scroll wheel to scroll in and out if you need to. Sorry, my voice is cracky. Been really tired all day. Whoa, lost my mouse. Anyways, so you've also got some of your mask controls here. Pretty simple. If you uncheck your mask, you can do some of your position controls, which is actually what I have right here. The simulated movie bars. I used to do it all the time. It kind of just, I don't know, it adds this focus in for some reason on the video. Like, it just makes it look more interesting, I guess I could say. Also, if you want to ever do a like a virtual punch-in or something like that, here, I'll just hit restore. Do a virtual punch-in or anything like that, you've got your keyframes down here. And if you don't know what keyframes are, I plan on going over the concept of keyframes in Sony Vegas so that you can understand what they are, and it helps you to move on with what you need to do. And don't worry, I'm going to go over how to do text. I'm going to go over color correction. This video is just an introduction. So moving on, we're going to quickly just go over some of the other things here. We've got another button here. This is going to show your effects panel. These are the effects that are currently applied. When there are no effects, let's say I deleted the video and brought it back down, and there are no effects on it currently. Okay, just go into the effects. It's going to bring excuse me. It's going to bring me up to the effects panel here, where I can then take these effects and move them. I can double click, which adds it to here. And let's say I don't really want to do that. If I were going to do anything, I would be doing brightness, contrast, and color curves. Where are you, color curves? Usually around here. Yep, color curves, and those would be my color correction tools. You can mess around with those, blah blah blah. I would lower or raise the contrast just a touch, and brightness down just a little bit. I'm not really being picky with that, but really cool shot, by the way. Shot with the Osmo. Cool camera. Anyways, totally sidetracked. So, that's your effects. This again is your crop, where you can go and crop some things, and then you have a similar, or rather the same icon down on the audio, where you can add your audio controls. If you're not using a separate program, they've got some built-in things here which you can utilize to your advantage to help you adjust peaks and anything of the sort. So that's really all I wanted to go over in this video. Again, just to review, you've got your media bin here. Oh, an important thing I forgot to mention, organization is extremely important when it comes to editing. And Sony Vegas allows you to make bins, which is like making a folder on your desktop, but in the actual editing program. You just go over to media bin, right click, create new bin, name it whatever you want, and then go to your all media bin, and you can drag your files into that media bin. This purpose would be, let's say you had video and audio and you wanted to, organize them. You had two separate, whether you needed to sync them or there were background music scores or anything of that sort. You've got that information right here, and you can have it organized, nice and easy for you to have organized. So that's really all I wanted to go over. We've got the viewing window here, like I said, and then you have the timeline. In the next video, I'm going to go over a little bit more in depth on how to move panels around, get your workstation going, and then I'm going to go over these buttons and try to give you the ample information for you to understand those. So thanks for watching. If you're interested, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If not, that's fine with me. I mean, I won't subscribe to you, because that's how things work, I guess. So you guys have a great day. Have a good Christmas. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.